Hi friends, today we are going to discuss some topic related to drug and alcohol abuse, the continuation of drug and alcohol abuse. The topics for today is addiction and dependence. Okay, so the topic is addiction and dependence. Okay, because of drugs and alcohol abuse, how these terms are related. Yeah. Now, the first thing what we are going to see is addiction. Okay, so what is addiction? The psychological attachment to certain effects such as euphoria and temporary feeling of well-being is called as what? Associated with drugs, we call it as addiction. Okay. So psychological attachment, which means that in case if you are not having the drug or alcohol, in that case you feel that you are not secure. Okay. So you are very much attached to that substance. Without the substance, your body metabolism and all will not be taking place in a proper way. So you are psychologically attached and you are very much happy with the conditions, like you are having certain effects such as euphoria. Euphoria means what? Excited energy. Okay, you are having high energy levels. So if you take that drugs, you feel that yes, I am having high energy levels, I am very happy, right? As well as you feel that yes, temporary, I am feeling well, I am okay now. Previously, if I am not taking it, I am not that okay, my body is not working properly. But when you take that, you feel that yes, you are having high amount of energy and you are feeling much better. Okay, so if you just see, if you are having that sort of attachment to the same, then we call it as addiction. Okay, so addiction is psychological attachment to certain effects. Without this, you cannot live, right? So what is that affects? Maybe euphoria, yes, I said it is elevated energy levels, or you're feeling better when you have these things. So associated with drugs and alcohol, we call it as what? We call it as addiction. Okay. Now, reason, the next thing is reasons alcohol abuse in adolescence is taking place. Why? In the adolescence age, when you are seeing the alcohol abuse is taking place, drugs or alcohol abuse is taking place. Okay. So the first point is social pressure from the society. So from the society you can find many people having the same. So you feel like yes, I will also be in that group. Okay. So you know, adolescents from childhood you are just turning into an adult. So that time you are not that stable. Okay. So your mind is not that stable. So you feel something wrong also can get into your mind, and you will be attracted towards bad things more than that of the good. Okay, so that is a very crucial age. You have to be very careful and you have to go with good companies, as well as you have to see to it that you are not indulging in any sort of malpractices or any sort of these addictions. Okay, so the first is social pressure. The second is curiosity and need for adventure, excitement and experiment. Curiosity and need for adventure, excitement and experiment. So during adolescence stage, you are very curious about to know if I have that drug, what will happen? If I have alcohol, what will happen? Okay. So you are ready to go for some adventurous activities, or you feel very excited and you want to experiment and see, let me see if I have it, what is going to happen. Just I will have once and I will see, and if you are liking it, it will be continued. That is the issue with that. Okay. And the third one is that some adolescent age, when you are seeing, they are getting addicted to the things because of they want to escape from stress, or they are having some issues in their home or studies or college or whatever. So they want to escape from stress, they want to escape from depression. Some people are having depression because of some issues. So they want to escape from the same. They get into this having this drugs or alcohol. Okay. And frustration in life. Okay. Some people are frustrated, they are never happy with what they have, or they are having serious issues. So in order to escape, forget all these things and feel what? Happy, well-being, euphoria and all, they want to means experiment means they will be going into what? They will be going into this having drugs or alcohol, like that. Next is your overcome hardship of daily life. So some people are there who are working, they are not happy with the job they are working with, but they are forced to, or they are not happy with the things they are doing in their life, or their work is so overloaded that they want to just feel better. So what they do is that they used to have this drugs and alcohol so that they feel better. Okay, so in order to overcome these what is that mind problems of the mind, of pain what they have, they of the daily life, in order to escape from that, they used to have this drugs or alcohol, which is not a good thing. Okay, and the last is unstable or unsupportive family structure. Within the family there are very issues within the family members, within father, son, or with husband and wife. If there are any issues in that case also, you can find that they are getting into this drugs and alcohol, they are trying to have those things. Okay, so these are the various reasons by which alcohol or drug abuse is taking place in adolescence. Okay, I will repeat. One is social pressure, I told you, pressure from the society. Second, you are very curious to experiment, to take into adventure like activity. You are very excited, just want to see how it feels when you have it. The next is that you want to escape from some stress or depression or frustration which you are temporarily having it, or you want to overcome from the hardship of the daily life, or you are having some unstable or unsupportive family structure. In that case, you are likely to means you have this drugs and alcohol, which again I repeat is not at all a good thing. Okay, we will be discussing why. Now, some people after moving into it, what happens is that when they start taking drugs or alcohol, they want to because of some reason they want to get back from the same. Okay, but they will have a property called as, they will face a property called as dependence. So what is dependence? The tendency of the body to manifest characteristics and unpleasant withdrawal syndromes in abrupt discontinuation of regular dose of drugs and alcohol, which means you are having drugs on regular basis, or you are having alcohol on regular basis. All of a sudden you are deciding that I want to get back. No, I want to become good. So what happens? You want to, your mind want to, but your body doesn't allow. Okay, so you are so much attached to that thing that you cannot just come back out of it. So you will be exhibiting some withdrawal syndromes. Okay, so these withdrawal syndromes we will be discussing. So from the regular dose, if you are not having that regular dose in a day, means one day you are not having, all of a sudden something is happening and you are deciding, no, I will not, and you are trying to avoid the same, you are not going to use the drug, or you are not going to use the alcohol, then what will happen? The problem is that you will be exhibiting some withdrawal symptoms. Your mind wants, but your body will not accept. Okay, so what sort of symptoms, withdrawal symptoms, your body will exhibit? So you are having the tendency of the body to manifest characteristics and unpleasant withdrawal syndrome in abrupt discontinuation of regular dose of alcohol or drugs. We call it as dependence, which means you are very much dependent on it. Without that you cannot do it. Your body will show some withdrawal symptoms if you want to get rid of the same. Okay, so what are the different withdrawal syndromes characteristics when you are seeing? Number one is anxiety. So one is anxiety, you will be very anxious. Second is that you are having shakiness. So you are withdrawing drugs, your hands, your legs and all will start shaking at that particular time when you have drugs, or when you have alcohol. If you are not using the same, your hands and all, your body when you are saying, it starts shaking. Nausea. What is nausea? Running nose. Okay, you will be sweating a lot, you will be vomiting sometimes. Some symptoms are like you vomit a lot. Thereafter diarrhea, you will have diarrhea, insomnia, sleeplessness will be exhibited. Okay, and then sometimes it is also associated with muscular and abdominal cramps. Okay, so your muscles, your what is that, abdomen, the stomach and all, what will happen? You will be paining. It is as if something is what is that, cramps will be there. Okay, and the last symptom is that you will be restless. Okay, you will not be in control, you will be very restless, you will be moving out here and there. So I will repeat the withdrawal symptoms, very important. One is anxiety, you will be very anxious whether I'm okay. Yes. Do I face any? You will be very conscious about yourself, you will be very anxious about yourself. Okay. Second is shakiness, your body will be shaking if you are not using the same. Running nose, you will be sweating a lot, you will be vomiting a lot, sometimes the vomiting and diarrhea, sometimes that too happen. And then restlessness will be there. Insomnia means you will not have regular sleeping habit, your sleep will be disturbed. Okay, you want to sleep but you cannot sleep, and at the same time you can also experience muscular and abdominal cramps. Okay, so these are the withdrawal symptoms associated with drug and alcohol. Okay, so what we have discussed today, what is addiction? I have told you, you are attached to certain feelings like euphoria or temporary feeling of well-being because you are using drugs and alcohol. Then we call it as what? We call it as addiction. What is dependence? Means the tendency of the body to manifest some characteristics of withdrawal syndrome when you are discontinuing the use of what? This alcohol or drugs. Okay, so then we call it as dependence, means you are dependent on the same. Without that you cannot do it. So these are some of the withdrawal symptoms which we have already discussed, and why alcohol abuse or drug abuse is taking place in adolescent age more often. Okay, so these things are to be noted down. Hope you have understood.